Welcome to round number 2. We elected to ban their nature deck. They've got 3, what I would call aggro to mid range. Their war list is more aggro, and we are playing the same list we were playing. They banned magic, so we have to win with nature and deception here. I'm on the debate here on whether or not I should pick Selena's Mark or Animal Bond, but Animal Bond's kind of my go-to, so we're just gonna stick with it. Selena can actually be very effective in this matchup if I can get her to stick, but if I can get her to stick is the big thing. It's difficult. So going second, Finian is usually not that effective. I'm not likely to get bored early and going to be fighting hard for it. So ways to counteract the board is good. I like this 3 things I can get out very early, so we're going to keep it. You could argue hard mulliganing for Underbrush Boar there, but I think this is fine as well. So next turn, I mean, already I'm thinking about do we Beetle Hog, do we Marshwalker, what do we do here? I think the Beetle and the Hog is the way to go. The reason being is they're very likely to have a Battle Bard to buff this up, and the Marshwalker, it goes in very cleanly for our opponent. While if they Battle Bard here, they can just trade, or this effectively trades because of the burn. So I think this is a better minion to have on the board, but that is an opinion. They use their pip and then they freeze. Ooh, they do get value out of that. That is going to be devastating. They're going to take this out. I probably have to trade there, even though I don't want to. Yeah, not a good start for us. The double Marshwalker, and then we have to trade here. They're getting the 2-for-1 value. We're hoping that they don't have a way to exploit the setup, but we could be easily down 1-0 very, very quickly here. Good start for our opponent. Especially if they got a second one, a Battle Bard comes to mind. The Gloam is pretty much a dead card in our hand at the moment. This is a great start for our opponent here. Going first with Aggro War, very difficult matchup to deal with. It's a very difficult matchup to deal with. Okay, they have this, so we can double attack into here, and both of these do live. Another Pyroshal Beetle. So we'll go ahead and chip away at this. They're probably just going to eat the Beetle with this. It would be nice if we could have, like, coupled a Wildfire onto a board like this. Can maybe get some momentum going there, but this is not the optimized start for us. Things to keep in mind, they've got stuff like Soul Survivor at 6, another round, so they have buffs on their minions. Very likely Viking Longship or Feral Shapeshifter play here. At 4, it fits their curve. They pipped on 2 to 3, which makes me think they didn't have any 2-drops in hand at the time, and they probably had multiple 3s. We saw multiple 3s, but that could easily mean that they have a 4 if they were kind of left out at 2. It's a possibility. It's not a guarantee, but it's a possibility. Next turn, if the Badger lives, there's a very likely line of GP Gloam. Okay, they're going another round here. Okay. Interesting. Faithline. So I think optimize is to give up one of these Marshwalkers because that's better than eating 6. We can make our other Marshwalker a 3/3 and try to trade these 2 off because this is more durable. The Glow makes sense here. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this confused, chip the protected off this way. Now we're going to ask the question with the Gloam Druid, can we get a hit here? Okay, that hit there. That goes face. Like, I just don't think I can eat 12 here. So I'm going to give this up and then eat 6. Eating that much damage against war is not very comforting at all from my perspective. Not very comforting at all. So the Vow of Champions is the best card in the Sanctum for us. It's also the best card in the Sanctum most likely for them, so they'll probably go ahead and purchase it. We've taken a lot of damage this game already. I think this game is already in the L column. I mean, I could be incorrect here, but this feels like a very bad situation to be in from my perspective. Very difficult spot. Very good start for our opponent in this game, and just playing from behind is quite difficult for sure. What do they have in store for us this turn? They're going to the rope. They're playing this. Do they have another way to kill this, or they just wanted to weaken it, is the question that I'm asking. Okay, they buff this. So, like, I don't think I can afford to eat the 3. They buy the Vow from the Sanctum. This is interesting. Now, okay. Selena is very intriguing. So if I play Selena, all of these go to face. I can buy the form, kill this. I go down to 12. This puts me down to 8. Slayer puts me down to 6. I am pushing some damage face, and Selena can mess up the math later. I think this is the line. I think this is just the line. Where do I do this? I think I gotta push face here. You could argue this is an inaccuracy, but I think it's as best as I'm gonna do. We're getting very low, and yeah, I don't know. We probably have to win this very, very quickly here. They already can get us to 8, 6, 4 from hand. And, okay, that's going to end the game unless... I don't think we have any outs here, I'll be honest. I don't think we've got anything we can do, because the Slayer God Power and the Vow from hand is indeed lethal. So I do not think that there is anything that we can do here. We're just going to go ahead and lose game number 1, unfortunately. And really, there's just nothing we could have done that game. Sometimes it's the way the cookie crumbles. They've got the Vow of Champions from the Sanctum earlier, so they indeed have lethal. And, yeah, so they'll play the Vow, they use the GP, and game number 1 goes to our opponent. Game 1 did not go our way, unfortunately, so we have to win games number 2 and number 3 to win round number 2. And we're going with Deception, switching decks from the deck that lost, going first in this game, which is good. Their Deception list is more on the mid-range side. I think we are favored here, which is a good thing. And we'll try our best to find a way to win the game. I think this is more important than this. I don't want either, though. See, they run Beguiling Blade and Blade Borrower. Switch Duelist is very risky. I think it's just a bad card in this matchup. Okay, so we've got the turn 1 cat. That's something that we like to see. We can get some value out of the surprise delivery sometimes. They might strength reduction this cat. Okay, they're going to armor lurker. That is very, very annoying as well. We've got an armor lurker that fits our curve very nicely. Keeping our things hidden. We might play surprise delivery on curve next turn and then just not attack with this. That is certainly a line we can blade on the next turn after. Of course, if we get something better to do, we can definitely play Shiv. But the Armor Lurker was a good top deck for us there, because we don't really need to commit to anything here. In fact, even GPing their Armor Lurkers a line, though they might be thinking defensively and not want to give up their hidden, but they do indeed give up their hidden, and they're hiding it. Interesting. Interesting line. So what I want to do here is I'm going to just use this as 6 points of damage. So we're just going to toss it out there and say, hey, you weakened your minion. Next turn, we are going to play Ludia's Dedicant and use our GP right there and get value. Meanwhile, you're limited on how wide you can go if you're my opponent, and these barrels will eventually deal 6 points of damage to them. No reason to give up the hidden there, because then they can attack into here. So that's the risky thing about hiding is I don't have to actually ever attack with this minion. It's perma hidden until its first attack. So I like this line from our standpoint. They get in 6, but they don't really accomplish too much at the end of the day. Their board is incredibly awkward right now. And we can get the Ludius Dedicant. We could potentially Blade of the White Palm. We could potentially Makeshift Shiv. We've got a lot of different options that we can play next turn. But I think usually we're playing Ludius Dedicant and GPing here, usually. They're going to the rope here. Probably a lot of strength reduction in their hand, if I'm guessing, just looking at their deck list, which means I made a very wise decision mulliganing away the... Very intriguing. Very intriguing line right there. Like, I think I just leave their board as is. I can just go face and play double arms dealer, and then next turn play this in GP here. I'm pushing just a lot of damage. I think that's the line. I think that is the line indeed. Yeah. So again, these barrels are hindering their development. So if I make trade, then their development is less hindered. And next turn, we're going to start to make some trades. But everything is hidden, so this messes up a lot of the things they want to do. They're going to push damage face, and they can't even buy anything from the Sanctum here, really. So we're going to get value out of our God Power. We're going to get value. We're going to get value out of everything here. And they can't Rapture us next turn. Everything is set up very nicely here. We're playing this very patiently and very well. So the Makeshift Shiv can take this out, GP takes this out, and then this guy can take this out. Now he could hide the Lady Marcella. That is an option, which just makes us go face, which honestly isn't horrendous either. So they went face. Now they're debating on, do they want Rune of Fire, or do they want Rune of Strength? They go with the Rune of Fire, okay. And they're going to hide their Lady Marcella. So now those explode, they take 6. So we lose 2 mana because of our double arms dealer line. 5, 10, 13, 16, 17. Oh, wait. We just have lethal here, chat. Bam. 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 Wow, I did a really bad job of not calculating that the previous turn. I should have seen that immediately. So, but anyways, we found it. We didn't make the mistake, but I should have seen that earlier. Game number 3 is going to decide everything for this round. Will we win? Will we lose? It's our nature versus his deception. Again, I think this is favorable for us, but this isn't necessarily the hard counter. He is playing more of a mid-range vibe, effectively playing the role as the control deck in this matchup. Very bad opening hand for us as well. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. I mean, Dahlia and Dagon combo very well, but I just don't have anything else to stick. Okay, the Marshwalker with Dagon is pretty effective. We can play this on 1 and potentially this on 2. Alright, hopefully they don't have Armor Lurker on 1. If they've got Armor Lurker on 1, we're in trouble. Of course, if they have it on 2, we're also in trouble. Ugh, did not like seeing that. Okay, Jaguar is a great top deck. Because we would love to trade these. We would love to trade these 2 off with each other. Because this, oh, well, they're going to get value, unfortunately. I can Dagon into here. Mm. But then they still get value, don't they? Because they can play the second one of these and then ping. Wow. They had the perfect open. They had the perfect open here. If I played this and this, I think that's optimal, but man, this is difficult. I just gotta hope this somehow lives. But like, he can just do this. Well, then maybe Dagon. I don't know. This is a tough spot, though. Very tough spot. I just didn't have a good line there. I mean, he basically rucks whatever I do here. He can play the other one of these and then hit here. And then I can play Dagon and hit there, and have 2/2/4s, which he can only really trade off one. And if he doesn't have another strength reduction, then we're okay here. That line's very, very vulnerable, though. If he's got like almost anything else, we just get absolutely wrecked here. He's only got one Beguiling Blade in his list, so the fact that he had this along with the Armor Lurker was just very difficult for us. Bound by Her Will is like basically the perfect card they could have there as well. Basically, they have drawn absolutely perfect in this game, and there's nothing we can do about it. They really should just trade these two off. It's kind of obvious, but... Oh, wow, they go face. Wow. Wow. I think I have to kill the Armor Lurker here. I have to get Selena to stick. So we're going to play Selena, and the only way I can pseudo, no, it's not even guarantee it, but kind of try to have this stick onto the board. There's like they can't necessarily kill it by doing this, and GP. I'm looking for a way to stick Dagon on the board and then maybe Trial of the Hydra. If I can get both of those out and like actually have this stick, then that's going to be very problematic. I mean, granted, they could have a hunting trap, but still, we're grasping at straws. They had the perfect open here. Okay, they went face. I mean, Dagon's a line next turn. Especially because we have Trial of the Hydra behind. Okay, they're just picking off the ward. Okay, Enraged Ally. So we kill Enraged Ally with this. They lost all their favor for that, which I'm not sure was worth. Okay, so order of operations, we want this to be confused. That way their attack next turn is not very reliable. So we're going to open with the Dagon. The Dagon's going to hit here. This is going to kill this. And the Black Jaguar is going to come out. So if we can stick Trial of the Hydra, like if this sticks onto the board, we have a shot here. If we can just stick Trial of the Hydra with this and this on the board, we've really posed the question to our opponent. So they attack with this. If it hit one of the minions, it would have actually gotten bigger from the Dagon buff. They're stealing Dagon. Can they kill Dagon, though, is the question. They can kill the Black Jaguar by attacking here and using the GP. Dagon does get bigger, though. Dagon does indeed get bigger here. Oh, they can use the GP on Dagon. Yeah, that's right. That is right. So they're stealing from Selena. I hate this turn because I'm floating too and not attacking with this, but I think this is correct. I think that is correct. Because we can't just attack into there and just have this live. It's just not good. They could hit here in GP, which we hit there. If they've got Rapture, I think we lose in all lines here. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, they got Cutthroat for our Trial of the Hydra. That's rough. That is rough. So I'm going to try to hit with this first. Failed. So, I mean, I think they've got Rapture here, and if they've got it, they've got it at this point. I'll grab the Form. It's the best card in the Sanctum. Their list doesn't run demos, so this is less important, but they do run Witherfingers. I think they just Rapture here and we lose, yeah. I mean, there's really nothing we could have done this game. They had the perfect draw, and yeah, we're just going to lose, and this will knock us out of top 8. You can't come back from a round 2 loss and make it anywhere, unfortunately, so bad way for the tournament to end, but I mean, there's just nothing we could have done this game. It was just one of those games that they had everything and we had nothing. And there's just nothing you can do. Nothing you can do about that. And then they took the Trial of the Hydra, which was one of our better win tries. If they didn't have Cutthroat there, I think the next turn we play Trial of the Hydra. And maybe we go bursty, but they just had the perfect draw this game at the end of the day. I don't know why they're roping. This game's pretty much just done. They're on the rope. Valka's Discovery, interesting. They only kill one minion this way. I wonder why on earth are they holding? They're probably holding like Witherfingers and City Planner. And that's hard to beat. Alright, so we'll kill this. Draw a card. Like, if they got Witherfingers, we want to be as wide as possible. I mean, really, we're just in desperation mode at this point. I don't think our comeback is very likely here. I mean, it's like 0. Maybe if we top deck a Wildfire and they do something like a City Planner. Hunting Trap, okay. Bound by her will. So they'll be able to pick this off. So they kill everything. Do we go for the wind-up roller because we're just flat out desperate for stuff to do and they've got more cards in hand than we do? It's one line. I guess I do get them closer to Rapture and Witherfingers if they don't already have them. Faithflame is something. Let's just go ahead and eat their minion. I think just tossing things out there, hoping to top deck Wildfire, hoping to top deck Trial of the Hydra is the way to go. Yep. Kind of desperately digging with the wind-up roller at this point. Probably going to give them more useful things than us. Yeah, that was pretty useless. Just kind of desperate with this. was hoping it would go face, but it failed. I mean, at this point, we're just grasping at straws here. Val. Geez, back-to-back times for Val coming up in the Sanctum is just beneficial for our opponent. I just don't see a possible comeback here. They just had the perfect open. Ugh. Order of operations mistake playing this before attacking with this. I think obviously they tried to go face, but this is confused, so. Not that it's going to matter. It won't, but I just like to point out opponents' mistakes when I can to make myself feel better about the world. Like maybe Ambitious Adventure. I don't even know what I'm digging for here at this point. Wildfire. Maybe if this hits here, they go face with this, and we top deck Trial of the Hydra, there's something. That's a very specific line. But if this goes face, they have lethal immediately. And then they would have to have like literally nothing else to do this turn, which is unlikely. And then even then, I don't think Trial of the Hydra is lethal. Because, well, I guess maybe if both of these hit... Okay, that takes that line out. Because this would have been 5. This would have been... This would have been 6. 11. This would be dead. That would have been 15. Not that any of this matters. We're just running through a hypothetical scenario here at this point. At this point, we're running through a hypothetical scenario. Yeah. Ugh, sucks. Wait 2 hours for that.